All right, let's talk about it. There's this hidden habit, this silent account killer that derails so many traders, and a lot of the time, they don't even see it coming. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a skill that is absolutely crucial, the discipline of quality. So let's just cut right to the chase and call it what it is, overtrading. Make no mistake, this is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, account killers out there. We're not talking about a small mistake here. This is a foundational flaw that can just wipe out weeks, even months of your hard work.
Yeah, we're starting here for a reason. You have to understand the sheer gravity of this thing before you can even think about fixing it. It's not just some bad habit you can shrug off. For way too many people, this is the #1 reason they blow up their accounts, period.
So, time for a little honest talk. I really want you to ask yourself this question and just let it sit in the back of your mind as we go through this. Are you really trading too much? The answer, you might find, isn't as simple as you think.
So how do we get sucked into this in the first place? Well, it usually starts with a really seductive and dangerous idea. A myth, really. We'll call it the more is more myth.
And here's the heart of that myth, this deep-seated belief that being busy, that constant activity, is the same thing as being profitable. You know that feeling? You're staring at the charts, and you get this little nagging voice that says, if you're not clicking buttons, you're missing out, you're falling behind.
And this is where everything goes off the rails. On one side, you have this belief, this common idea that just taking more trades will magically lead to more money. But the reality? Oof. The reality is that more trades usually just leads to more commissions, a ton more stress, and, you guessed it, a whole lot more mistakes. Okay, so if we kind of know it's a myth deep down, why do we keep falling for it over and over again? To figure that out, we have to look at the psychology, the triggers that are constantly pulling us back into this self-destructive pattern. And you know what? These triggers are so simple, and they're so human. Trading out of boredom just to get a little hit of action? Come on, we've all felt that temptation. Or what about revenge trading? That desperate need to win back a loss immediately. That's just pure emotion taking over. And the foundation for all of this? Not having a rock-solid plan, or worse, having one and just not following it. But here's the scary part. These aren't just one-off events. Oh no, they feed into this nasty, vicious cycle. It starts small, right? A trade out of boredom. That trade, of course, turns into a loss. Then the panic kicks in, and you start chasing that loss with even more frantic trades, just digging yourself a deeper and deeper hole. All right, so we've seen the trap, we've seen the downward spiral. Now, how do we get out? The answer, my friends, is in developing a professional's edge. And this has nothing to do with some secret indicator. It's a total shift in your mindset. Just let this one sink in for a second. Professional traders focus on quality, not quantity. That sentence right there, that is the dividing line between being an amateur and being a pro. It's everything. It's the whole game. You can almost see it as two different paths, right? On one side, you've got the amateur, totally stuck in that more is more trap. And on the other, you have the professional, who is just laser focused on one thing, quality. Every single one of us has to decide which path we're going to walk down. So what does this actually look like day to day? It's so simple it's almost deceptive, but it is not easy. The Pro's playbook really only has 2 rules. Rule number 1, you wait for the A+ setups, the absolute best of the best that tick all of your boxes. And rule number 2, you ignore everything else. That means most of your time is spent patiently waiting, not frantically trading. And all of this leads us to the final and honestly, the most important takeaway here. If you want to break that cycle, if you really want to find consistency, it all boils down to this one powerful idea. Trade less, trade smarter. Let me try to put this another way. This whole philosophy, this entire mindset shift can be summed up with just one number. 1. One good trade is better than 5 bad ones. Think about that. One perfectly planned, patiently awaited, well-executed trade is worth infinitely more than a dozen sloppy, impulsive, mediocre ones. That's the only math that truly matters in this business. So at the end of the day, if consistency is what you're really after, the path forward couldn't be clearer. It's not about being a hunter, always trying to find more trades. It's about being a sniper, cultivating the discipline to wait for that one perfect shot. So I'm going to leave you with a final thought, a different question to ask yourself. Stop asking, what can I trade right now? Instead, start asking yourself this, what's the one good trade that you are patiently waiting for? Because that little shift in focus, well, that can change absolutely everything.